Albert, and welcome back to another episode of Tube Talk.
Thank you, Sophie. Wonderful to have you back hosting.
Pleasure to be back.
There has been a noticeable upswing in views when you are hosting, as opposed to Melissa Barnett or
The Way Maddie Wonder.
Mad Ornut. So,
Thank you very much.
yeah, and people have rung in and have phoned me and emailed and said that they like to hear your voice and much prefer you to me.
Thank you very much. I very wellly appreciate that.
Very good.
Okay.
Doesn't mean you're going to get a pay rise.
Well, we'll have to discuss that after this, I think.
Oh, now before we talk about the horses,
Okay.
something I want to say is the launch of our Facebook page,
Yay!
Go Racing NZ,
Nice one.
which Natasha has been helping us out with, and there's some cool stuff going up on there all the time, background stuff, what the horses are doing, videos
Behind
and
the
photos.
scenes things.
Yeah, so it's cool. So have a look if you
Yeah.
get a chance.
It's like, well, listen to Tube Talk. You get to see all the cool stuff.
Yeah,
Now, let's get cracking because we've got a massive week going on.
good big week.
So No More Tears won the listed soliloquy stakes, and it was very impressive.
Very, very impressive. She, outside barrier, she jumped, led, kicked away, and won pretty softly. If anything come up and challenge, she had more in the tank to give, and she's just such a professional racehorse. Drops her head, does what she has to do. I love her bits. And she is now the $3.50 favourite for the Group 1000 guineas on the 14th of November.
Nice one.
Big day is coming, and I wouldn't want to have any other horse in the race.
Nice one.
So congratulations to the syndicate and David Wallace who bred her.
Yes, and good job to the horse. No More Tears. And then we had a couple of nice runs as well.
Yeah, we did. We had some really good runs. Billy Mojo on Monday and the Annie Sarton, Group 2. He was really good. He was backing up 9 days later, and Blinkers on the first time. He over-raced a little bit, but he was only beaten 2.5 lengths. If we'd had 2 weeks between runs, I think if he had a little setback earlier in the month, if he hadn't had that, I think he would have been that much closer. And I think he's right up with the best 3-year-olds. So he was excellent. What a Star, I thought was very good with an incredibly poor ride. She missed the start and the jockey had a 3-4-5 wide the whole way. Gave her no chance, but she battled on well. I think she can definitely get black type as a 3-year-old. And I thought Poetic Fear's run was pretty good on Friday too, to run 4th. And I think she'll get over ground as a 3-year-old. But yeah, we can't talk about them all, but those ones. The other one probably quickly to talk about is Watch the Story, who went a good race down at Trentham. Big learning experience for him. Track was a bit puggy for him, and it was run at a ridiculous tempo, making it too hard to run on. So he won't go to the 2,000 guineas, and he'll be set for the Derby in March.
Nice one.
There you go.
Now-
There's a roundup.
Nice one. Nice quick one because we've got 9 runners to get into now. So I know we always say longest Tube Talk ever, but this could possibly be the longest Tube Talk ever.
All right, let's try and whip through them.
Okay.
Give them their dues.
Nice. In fielding at the Jockey Club on Saturday, we've got Mighty Solomon and an open 1400.
Yes, very good. Mighty Solomon, top racehorse, 58.5 kilos on his back. Good field. Kawi's in the field. Taurus in the field. This is his last warm-up before the Copeland's Mile, a Group 2 $230,000 race on the 11th of November. Couldn't be happy with him. Outside barrier draw of 8. Well, just Jonathan Riddell will ride him just wherever he's happy, and expect him to run a very good race, and it'd be hard to beat, and should have him peaking for the Copeland's Mile.
Nice one. Now we're rushing through this quick. This is good. Okay. And then we have Thorn Pass also on that day, and the rating 75 1400.
Yeah, and Thorn Pass, last start was like he didn't have a race. He got too far back and he got held up a couple of times and never got the clear. It was just a frustrating run to watch. So he's got barrier 3 again, which probably isn't ideal for him, but I think it's an 18 horse field. We're going to have to try and I think ride a midfield. We've changed jockeys. We've decided to go back to Robbie Hannam, who's won 3 times on him. And I would expect to see him go a far better race on Saturday than he did last start. And I think when he steps up to a mile in his very next start, I think that'll really suit him. I think he can run a nice race on Saturday, but I think a mile at his subsequent start will be when he puts his hoof in the till.
Yeah, and also on Sunday, okay, let me see if I can say this right. At Mochi Carrara, at the Banks Peninsula Cup, we've got Saddler's Rock.
Yeah, Saddler's Rock. We had a really good race for third last time. We're trying to get him into the New Zealand Cup. There's still a lot of nominations for that race. He may need to win on Sunday to make the field, but it's a 7-horse field. He's going over 2,200 metres, which has been his best distance to date. And one key thing, blinkers are going on the first time this prep, and I think he'll be very hard to beat. I think he'll be a very good chance. And leapfrogging forward from that, he'll go to the New Zealand Cup on the 14th of November over 2 miles. If he can't get into that field, there's a rating 85, 2,500 the same day he'll run it.
Yeah, especially with like good focus with the blinkers. Concentration.
Yeah, totally.
Concentration is key.
Yeah.
And then on Melbourne Cup Day, which is the first Tuesday of November, at Ellerslie, we've got Passing Shot and a rating 85, 1,200 race.
Yeah, so these horses we're about to talk about, the fields aren't out yet, so we don't know barrier draws and things, so we'll talk about them, but we can't give full detail. Passing Shot trialled this week over 1,000 metres Tiara, which he jumped, led and won pretty easily. He's come back super. He will carry 59 kilos on Monday. He won't be a Tuesday. Apologies. He won't be fully wound up for it. His main goals are the 2 Group 1 sprints at Ellerslie on the 1st of January and Trentham a couple of weeks later. But he's such a good horse, he'll run a very good race.
Yep.
And will improve significantly for it. He's a big entire now with a big thick neck and shoulders, so he'll improve for the run.
Awesome. And then we also have Seize the Moment in a rating 85, 1,400 race.
Yeah, and he was a very impressive winner on the iconic Livermore Classic Day last start in a 75, 1,400. He goes up in grade, but that won't stop him. He's a very good horse. The question mark will be right-handed. All his wins have been left-handed. He's very good that way. Right-handed, he may not be quite as good, but he has run a couple of placings at Ellerslie, and without knowing what the field's like, he'll be a good chance. Any rain around will suit him as well.
Yeah.
He's a smart horse, and he'll have some group targets later in the season.
Yeah, and I was going to say 1,400 seems like a really popular
distance
at the moment.
Yeah.
Also on Melbourne Cup Day, we've got Adavari and a rating 75, 1,600.
Yeah, and she went a really good race fresh up. 1,400 metres was too short for her. She relaxed and found the line nicely. A mile at Otaki on Tuesday. She likes Otaki. The mile will suit. She'll get home good again. The mile is still too short for her, so I couldn't say she'd run the first 3, but she'll improve on her first up run. And third up, when we go over 2,000 metres, that'll be when she'll be ready to win.
And she was at Ellerslie as well, isn't she?
No, she's Otaki.
Oh, she's yes.
Otakai.
Okay.
Otakai.
Nice one. Thought we should mention that because we didn't have that down. Also at Otaki on the same day, we've got Petite Midas and the Maiden 1,200.
Yeah, so Petite Midas, first up, she got back in the field and she's kind of looking around and racing like a horse really new to the game and a bit of a baby. I think she'll take a lot of improvement for that. I think she's a kind of horse that runs better when she's put into a race and goes forward. So a barrier draw will be key for her. But I think if we can go forward, if we draw well and go forward, I think you'll see a big improvement from her. I think she'll run well.
Yeah.
I also think she wants a good track to dead for. So rain would not be her friend.
Yeah. Also, next Wednesday at Avondale, we've got Sister O'Reilly and the Maiden 1,400. 1,400 again.
Yes. So Sister O'Reilly, she trialled very well. She ran second. There's a big gap back to the rest of them, and I believe the winner of that trial has gone on and won a race at Ruakaka on Wednesday of this week. She's come up well. She's stronger this time in. We were going to go to Ruakaka this week, but we decided to give her another week and also not give her such a big trip away. Avondale's just down the road from her. Depending on barrier draws, while she will be better when she gets over further, I think with a decent barrier draw, I think she can run in the money. I think she's coming up well.
Nice one. And then, okay, this one's potentially, but we might have Silver Rod in a rating 75, 1,400 also next Wednesday at Avondale.
That's right. So Silver Rod, he raced last Saturday at Ellerslie, and the rain came, which doesn't suit him, and I also thought the ride wasn't great. She should be more positive, but he actually went okay, but he can't sprint on those wettish tracks. He's come through really well, and we want to go 1,400 again, But looking over the next month, there's hardly any races for him. So we may be forced to back him up next Wednesday over 1,400 metres, which will be fine because that'll fit nicely in with the mile 3 weeks later. So he may run over 1,400 metres at Avondale next week. He wouldn't want any rain though. He'd want it to be a good to dead track, and if he does, you'll see sharp improvement from him.
Mm-hmm. I think Powell's do that pretty well.
I think we did brilliantly.
That is it, people.
So one thing to mention, Melbourne Cup next Tuesday, and I think what we might try and do on Monday is we might try and do a Melbourne Cup preview.
Nice.
And send it out to everyone.
Awesome.
Just a quick preview of what we think will happen, see if we get it right.
Cool. And it was like the prediction chicken last year. Remember that?
Yes.
Clucky?
Yes.
No.
Chippy.
Chippy,
the chicken.
yeah.
So we'll see if we can do something similar. So this year I'm not sure if we can see Chirpy, but let's see if we can predict a winner.
You Stuggy the cat.
Yeah, he might. All right, Soph.
Okay, thank you, Albert.
Thank you,
Awesome
and we'll
episode 2 talk.
yes, and we shall talk to you again next week.
On Tuesday. See you later, guys.
Bye.